Okay.
So when graphing lines, it's two things that you need. First of all, you need for your equation to be in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b form. So here we have y equals 7/2 x minus 2. So what that means is this is my m, or my slope. And slope is defined as your rise over your run. So my rise is 7, my run is 2. And then we have 2, which is my b, my y-intercept. So when you are in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, you take your b, your y-intercept, and you locate your y-axis. That's this one. Whatever that y-intercept is, it's -2. You find -2, and you plot a point right there. What that point means is the y-intercept is the y value when x is equal to 0. So that's where that -2 shows up. It's your y value when x is equal to 0. So that's also the point where the graph will cross over the y-axis. Once you've plotted your -2 on the y-axis, then you go to your slope. And this is where rise over run comes in. Since it's positive, I'm going to rise 7, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and run 2 to the right. 1, 2. Plot another point there. All you ever need is 2 points in order to graph a line. So we connect those 2 points. Put arrowheads. And this is the line that represents y equals 7/2 x minus 2. That's what this is. I have a y-intercept of -2, and I have a rise of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a run of 2. There we go. Let's take a look at another example. Y equals mx plus b. So +3 is my b. However, if your slope is a whole number, make it a fraction. Because that top number is your rise, the bottom number is your run. Now, because this is negative, I'm not going to rise, I'm going to fall. If it's positive, you rise. If it's negative, you fall. But let's just take a look. You always go with your b first. My b is +3. So on the y-axis, that's why this is called the y-intercept. It's the point where the graph will cross the y-axis. So find +3, put a point there. Then we're done with my b. Now, since it's negative, my slope is going to fall 6, and you always run to the right, though. You fall 6, run 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, run 1, plot the other point, and that's all I need in order to graph my line. Let's take a look at another example. We're going to skip number 3 for right now because it doesn't have a x term. We'll come back to this. Here we have a +1 for my b. That's my y-intercept. And then my slope, my m, is 6/5. Since it's positive, it's a rise. We're going to rise 6 and run to the right 5. Let's go ahead and take a look. Find 1 on the y-axis is right here. Then rise 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you notice we go off of the grid, so we can also work backwards. Instead of rising 6 and running to the right 5, we can fall 6 and run to the left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I can count it just to make sure. Rise 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that works. Connect my 2 points. Remember, you only need 2 points to graph a line. And there goes y is equal to 6/5 x plus 1. Let's take a look at one more example. We have y equals 1/4 x plus 2. So my rise is 1, my run is 4. That's my m. And then my b, my y-intercept, is positive 2. So that just means go to the y-axis since this is your y-intercept. So what that means is x is 0, y is 2. So your y-intercept crosses your y-axis when y is equal to 2. Now we're going to rise 1 and run 4. So rise 1, 1, run 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can work backwards. We can fall 1 and run to the left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You only need 2 points, but in this case, I made 3. Connect the points. And this is y is equal to 1/4 x plus 2 is equal to 4. Now, let me show you how. So if you take 2 points and you make a triangle, I'll shade it in so that you can see it better. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it better as well. From point to point, if I count my units, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from top to bottom, this side of the triangle is only 1 unit. So my rise goes up and down, my run goes across. That's 1/4. That's where the 1/4 comes from. And then the 2 is the location 0, 2 is the y value. The x value will always be 0 for the y-intercept, but we're interested in what the y value is. It's a positive 2. That's where that shows up. Let's take a look at one of our other previous examples.
The paper printed.
Okay. So we'll take a look at some other examples. So again, let's make my triangle. Let's shade it in. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where the 6/5 comes in. And then the plus 1 is right here where this line will cross over this y-axis. Let's go here. But you always take the 2 points, make a triangle. Because here's my triangle right here. What's my rise? That's my up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 units long. My run is only 1 unit long. So 6/1. But it's negative because if you look at this line, it's falling from left to right. It's going downhill. So it's a negative slope. So that's where we get our negative 6/1 from. All the other ones are going uphills, is rising from left to right, rising from left to right. So that's uphill, positive slope. This one is rising from left to right, it's going uphill. But if I make my triangle and shade it in so you can see it better, and I count my rise and my run, my rise is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And my run is 1, 2. That's where 7/2 comes from. And again, my B, my -2, is the point, my Y value, where my line crosses over my Y axis. Y intercept, Y value, Y axis, they're all related.